Today we have Dr. Mala Dharmalingam, who's a very senior endocrinologist from the MS Ramaya Institute in Bangalore, to give us a pearls of wisdom. She's inspired a lot of people, including me. Though I haven't worked under her, she has always been inspiring with a very clear cut views about what is going to happen. And today she's going to enlighten us about in a short period of time what happened at the American Diabetes Association and the American Association of Clinical Endocrinologists. Thank you so much, madam. Welcome to this edition of Diabetes News Nucleus. A study where we always wanted to know which drug will marry metformin. And,
True.
we've had debates across the globe that, what is the best choice with metformin. So this is a prospective study done in the US where four groups of drugs, where you have an SU, you have a DPP4, which is sitagliptin, you have basal insulin, which is glargine, and GLP-1, which is liraglutide, prospectively seen which does better. Over to you, madam.
So actually, again, I think this study was very well designed for that time. The design was started somewhere in 2009. That was when the concept was raised by, I think, Professor Nathan, and then it got implemented only in 2013. By that time, SGLT was not there. SGLT2 inhibitors had not come into the market, and pioglitazone was in a huge controversial problem. So those two very important drugs got left off. So we left with, actually that was at the time when DPP4 was big. DPP4, sitagliptin, had got introduced and it had become quite big, and people was very excited about the DPP4. So, but yet we didn't have data. We didn't have data to say, okay, DPP4 is better, or SU was thrashed. And you know the story, how they said SU will cause the beta cell exhaustion, and it will have. But the results came out quite different with GRADE. Of course, it was only a US based. So that was one of the drawbacks. They had very few Asians, I think about 180 Asians, but about 5,000 people, and a 9.5-year follow-up period, which is a relatively good follow-up period. And interesting facts came out. Basically, efficacy wise, everything was same, but what they found, the efficacy was maximum with sulfonylurea and liraglutide in the first year. And after that, at 4 years, almost every drug needed insulin to be added. That was their protocol, that these drugs, and if they didn't control, then you would put on glargine. So they found that the efficacy after 4 years was everything needed insulin. But the sad story was they found the least efficacious was sitagliptin. Of course, small study, and they also say that it should have been larger and more population should have been taken. But this is what they found. And they also tried to look somewhat like MACE and cardiometabolic outcomes as to say what is the cardiac outcomes that happen. And what they found was that liraglutide and glargine stood out. Liraglutide especially stood out way better as far as the cardiac outcomes were concerned.